guys, this is Melanie and this is Christian YA Books and More, and today I'm going to give you guys my March wrap up and April's major currently readings list that doesn't go away. So let's get started with March. In March I read a total of 4 books, one of them being nonfiction that I finally finished in March, which I was really excited about. It's called the Writing Irresistible Kidlit. It took me a while to get through that. I'm not going to include it in this video. If you want to see what I thought of it, you can definitely check out my Goodreads reviews and see what I thought about it. Actually, you can check out all my reviews on Goodreads all the time. I always post them on Goodreads. Whether they get to my blog or not is another story, but they do get Goodreads, so that's something to be looking forward to. Okay, so for the month of March, I have my books down here, so I don't have to go way over there for them. But yes, I started out the month with The Huntress of Wormback. Forest by Melanie Dickerson. This is her first book in the medieval fairy tale retellings where she smashes 2 fairy tales to make a story. In this case, she does The Swan Princess and Robin Hood. It was really cool. The girl's name is Audette, which is totally going along with the Swan Princess. She is very strong. She's a good character. I really liked the mystery behind her uncle. I appreciated how Melanie brought in the Swan Princess, which was, I thought, very unique and very, very cool. As well as I really liked the character of the Margrave being introduced and his story before we get Beautiful Pretender. So it was kind of neat looking at it in that set of eyes after reading Beautiful Pretender and then reading this first book. I do want to read them in order again, but I think it was really, really cool how I could see the characters and how they were portrayed to the people, the Margrave to the people, before knowing the story of the Margrave and who he really was. So that was kind of unique. So yeah, I love this story. I was so happy to kick off March with it. Of course, it was a gift by Melanie Dickerson. I was so happy to receive it. Very, very blessed. I'm going to do a giveaway eventually on this one. I'm picking out a few things that will go really well with this story, and I will let you guys know more further details as I get those things together for you guys so you can enter the giveaway. Next then I got at my library was The Shadow of Storm by Connellan Cossette. This is a beautiful story, so I have to cover it. But anyways, yeah, so beautifully written. Connellan is a new to me author and she did such an amazing job. I fell in love with the story, fell in love with her writing and just everything. Normally I don't like biblical fiction, and the reason why is because they take Bible characters and they try to flesh them out. I love that in a sense, but in some ways is a lot of speculation, and sometimes it's not really relatable to that time period, and there has to be a lot of research, and I just feel like a story using Bible characters that I'm very familiar with isn't always great for me. But in this case, she parallels the story of the main characters to Bible events and times, and you see only a little bit of the main characters of biblical fiction come in. So we see Aaron's sister in this, and you hear about Moses, you hear about Aaron, you kind of get glimpses of them, but the story is not about them, it's about the people at that time and their stories. So it was really unique, and I love that take on this type of biblical fiction, and so I picked it up right away, and I'm so glad I did. I'm definitely buying this series because I got it from my library. And I cannot wait because there's such beautiful covers too. And so her last book is coming out in May. I'm so excited about that. And I got an interview with her. She let me have an interview with her. It's on my blog, realitywriter.wordpress.com. It's behind the scenes, Connellan Cossette. So check that out for sure. And yeah, you guys will love her. I know you would. And then the last book I read in March is A Worthy Pursuit by another new to me author, Suzanne Mason. She is Canadian, so shout out to the Canadian writers. And this book has basically 2 stories within the one. You could even argue 3, but definitely 2. And I wanted to pick this book up. This is an era that I don't normally read, but I wanted to pick up this book because it had Ireland in it. As you guys already know, I already said that, but I really wanted to see how that tied into the story, and it was beautifully done. I thought it was perfect, but I think I would have preferred having 2 stories for the 2 main characters. I preferred also Aurora and Gabe's story a little bit over this one, and it seemed like a bit rushed. I could have loved to hear more about them and just really get to know their characters in a separate book. I think would have been really nice. But I am going to read the next ones in the series, and I was really happy to have read this story. Yeah, so that's Susan Ann Mason. The Courage to Dream, book number 2. So you have to read these in order too, guys. It kind of spoils you for what happens in book 1, so definitely need to read them in order. That's it for March, guys. The next is going to be my so crazy currently reads list. And it's changed like dramatically. I've gone from like books and then I stopped reading them, and it's just crazy. A lot to do with having to read nonfiction, or at least trying to read nonfiction. Nonfiction is tough for me. I really need to be, it's like studying. And if you guys don't know, I have dyslexia. It takes a lot for me to absorb information. If it's in a storyline and things like that, I can kind of anticipate things going on, and I get a visual. With information that's a bit dry for me, it's so hard for me to receive that information and it to stick into my brain. So it takes me a lot longer to process that information, to really fully grasp it and to understand it and apply it to my life. And so it took me a long time for the writing Irresistible Kidlit by, I think it's Rachel or Mary Cole. I think it's Mary Cole. It also had swearing in it. And that kind of is what happened in this case with some of the books I picked up. I was referred to and is just sitting right now, and I'm not sure if I want to continue reading it. It's such a good story, I think, and not just story, but like the concept of it seems really good. I just hate swearing and I can't get it out of my head. It gets stuck in there and I just can't get it out. So if it's in there, I hate reading it. And yeah, so for that, I just gotta get out of here for a minute, the view, to get it. It was this one. This swearing, I just can't do it. So it's currently, I'm still trying to read it. And when I get time, I sneak in the book and look at it, but it's very slow, and it's still on my current reads list, so we'll see. Then I have For Love and Honor as an ebook. Really tried hard getting the book itself. For whatever reason, nobody's carrying it, and then I had to order it through the bookstore, which was going to take the same amount of ordering it on Amazon. And then I didn't want to do that. I wanted to read it right now, so I had to get the ebook, and I hate ebooks. I have to share my computer with like so many people in this house, so I don't even get the chance to really have quiet time and reading it. And yeah, so that's, I'm gonna hopefully get it done before our live show, which is happening tomorrow night. So that's on my currently reads list. And then I picked up this book because I needed a new genre. I was reading a lot of historical fiction, which is not bad. It's just that I just wanted to switch it up and get some sort of murder mystery or something in there. And so I decided to try this book. It was either this or a D. Henderson book, which are both new to me authors. And so I went with this one because it looked kind of fun and sort of historical. And yeah, the writing style so far is really funny. It took me a bit to get used to, but yeah, we'll see how I like it. I heard good things about it, so we'll see. And then for audiobooks, because you guys know I read audiobooks, there's a bit of an audiobook challenge that I'm going on right now. I started reading Ferris Beauty. It's a Marissa Meyer's book, and it's the Lavana story. I've only read a little bit of the Chronicles of Narnia. I do like them. They're different for me though, and I do like science fiction, so I'm not sure about them. They're well loved, and so I decided to try that. I didn't like the audiobook version. I think I might like the book versions better, so I've taken a step back, but it's still on my TBR or on my currently reads list. as well as Karen Kingsbury Baxter's Christmas. That one came as an audiobook. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of audiobook options on my library, but when I do have them, I try to get them in because, yeah, there's a lot of Amish though. So when I feel like Amish, I usually will read those. But that's it, guys. My currently reads list is ever increasing and decreasing and increasing, and yeah, but I do, when I finish them, they get reviewed and they're put on my Goodreads. Anyways, guys, tell me if you have a problem with your currently reads list, how many books you read at a time, and which you find interesting. Yeah, I'd love to chat with you guys in the comments below. Bye!